Hi everyone. So today I want to work through how we get to the point of building a blog into this app. Now, at the moment, this app has a front end. It does the JobsLobster stuff at the back, which you've already seen. And what I want to show you a little bit about was the admin section today. So the admin looks something like this, if I can bring it up. And there's four sides to it. There's a social proof, review, moderation, life cycle that happens here. We've got what happens when people just do the try now piece. So that's just doing previews. So if you use the preview but don't sign up, because when you do this, potentially we can try and find out what people are saying. We do have this hooked up to Clarity, and so we get some information that way. This is the accounts, which doesn't show a whole heap, but I did this one a little bit earlier. If we look at it really quickly, you can see that this is just a test account that I used in another video to show you what it looks like. It says it's active, tells me a little bit about the snapshot, tells me what's happening with the LLM traces. This is what the agent knows about me so far, which I think is really interesting and all of that. This is what the agent thinks about the memory. So this is the baseline that I got from the resume. I haven't added any actual memories to the agent yet, so it's pretty blank, aside from whatever the agent had. I don't know why credibility anchors says none are captured. I need to look into that. And this is the job I applied for, which was at the Gladstone Area Water Board. And so we've got a competence map, we've got a job description. I don't know why that's showing up. I need to look into that. It tells me what the episodes were, all of that stuff. It asks me some employee questions. This is from the job ad itself. And there's information here. Here it's telling me what artifacts have been prepared and things like that. What's interesting is this is sort of what the preview section looked like. So if you saw the original video, you'll see that I uploaded a job and I uploaded my resume, and then it gave me a competence map, right? This is how that entire process works. So the first thing we did is extracted out the information about the resumes. We extracted that information out, then we normalized it. Then we looked at the job details. Then we did an analysis of the resume with respect to the job details, and that fed into a competence map. Once you've signed up, there's some more work that happens on resume episodes and the normalizer. Then the competence map, this is a full-fledged one, so it takes a little bit longer. And then there is a draft, and we looked at a resume and we generated a draft of it. And this is the LLM call that does that. Obviously, lots of stuff to do on that, but today what I wanted to do was look at this. Now, this is a CMS built into the app because, frankly, when you're trying to build apps quickly, and this is something we do in ElephantStripes, which is the consulting company I run, we don't care that much about breaking it up and scaling and doing all of those things. It's more, will it work out of the box? So here you can see home pages. These are the individual pages that are here. Some stuff about navigation, global SEO settings, FAQs, a media library, and a pricing page. So it's a really simple kind of thing, right? If you go into each of these, it's just JSON blobs and things like that. So that's what we have here. Today, this is what I want to work on and make this a little bit nicer. I'll show you what I get up to. I might do a quick audit of all of this and make sure this is working all quite well to begin with, at which point we'll also check what it takes to put in a blog into this. So yeah, let's get started. Right, so I just did quite a lot of work, and here's what I did. first I did an audit of where we are, right? And there's quite a few. So there's no robots.txt and there's no sitemap.xml, which is not great. A lot of the other stuff works. There are things that shouldn't be no indexed, but are indexed, which is not great. There's also only a default JSON.ld and root specific SEO, right? So it all comes from the top level thing, which is fine, but not a great outcome. One of the things you really want to do is make sure your JSON.ld and your SEO is root specific, because otherwise it causes all sorts of trouble. Right. The public pages all fall back to the same global SEO title and description, which again is just not great. It means there's duplicated titles and descriptions. Mailjet was verified in that the email address we're using from the @jobslobster.com is fine, but the key wasn't working and had to be rotated, so I had to fix that up. Page speed rank, the API was enabled, but it wasn't running the reports, so I fixed that up via the service account. Search console, the API was not enabled and the service account did not have rights to the specific property in Google Search Console, so I also fixed that up. The homepage by and large seemed good when I did the reports on PageSpeedRank and Search Console, but again, there's no robots.txt, never mind, and security.txt or LLMs.txt. There's no the SEO was just really, really bad, and there was no sitemap. So lots of stuff to fix up. And once we fix it up, we're going to do, that's when we'll add the blog in. So what I'm going to do now is, if you have a look, this is our main consulting website, which is ElephantStripes, and obviously JobsLobster, SpeechLobster, Video Translator. We'll have a couple more here once I get around to it, is all here. This has, you should sign up for an email if you'd like to. This has really good SEO, JSON LD, page speed rank, all of that is set up really nicely. There is some more content we want to add. For instance, if you look at this particular page, I mean, this should be where we talk about how we deliver the services we do to our clients. So this, I think, needs to be replaced. And this image is super, it's a bit basic. But anyways, so that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to have Codex look at the ElephantStripes project and go, what have we done right in it, and can we implement that JobsLobster? And I'll show you what that looks like in a second. But yeah, that's what we're going to try and do now. And yeah, let's get to it. Okay, so I've done a bunch more work, and I wanted to walk you guys through it. Now, one of the big pieces that we use is what we call a phased implementation plan. You can think of this as a skill book, and that's fundamentally what it is, but it allows us to go through a pretty predictable development pattern. We do an investigation of something we want to fix up. Once we have the investigation, we use the investigation and the skill book to create a phased implementation plan. It goes something along this line, right? So what you want to do is, before drafting the plan, you've got to get the investigation summary, affected user, job, fixture, trace, current observed behavior, desired behavior, relevant code entry points, data shape, and database shape, production impacts, validation, and out of scope items, right? So it keeps it nice and clean, and we can say, this is what we want. This is an example of the outcome we want. This is where we are. So you have the two states, right? What's the gap? That is the investigation. And we take that and we wrap that up into the skill book. And what you do is there's a couple of examples of implementations that we've done in the past. How to structure it. So the same years, months, date, that kind of thing. The code shape, the product decisions, and this per phase operating loop. And this is kind of a really important thing. So what we do in every phase is once you finish doing the phase, you have to update the document with whatever work was completed. Then you've got to add in the production impact. Is there migrations that we need to do? Is there something that we need to do in OpenClaw? Do we need to add new values into our env and prod, that kind of stuff? So keep that document, which allows you to then push into production relatively quickly. You do also want it to write change logs the way we do it and put an entry into the changelog.md once it's done. Validations, smoke tests potentially, commit the changes into the branch, push the current branch, and then proceed to the next phase if there's no blockers, right? So this is practically what every, there's also a place where we talk about known risks and that kind of stuff, how to do validation a little bit. But this is the phased implementation plan. We use this runbook for investigation, known current state, preferred future state, wrap that up, turn it into an implementation plan, and then let Claude or Codex do their business. This is what it looks like in this case. So obviously we've got, let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger. We've got, what are we trying to do? We're trying to bring the SEO, JSON-LD, robot sitemap, admin metadata to the higher standard that ElephantStripes already has, right? Like that's fundamentally what we're trying to do. Public indexability, apparatus metadata quality, that kind of thing. Root ownership, what should the SEO be? We're in this branch, this is the stuff, these are the roots that are going to be impacted. It's missing robots.txt and sitemap. We've got GA, GTM, Search Console, Mailjet, Cloudflare, all in a happy place. So these are some of the other things that ElephantStripes does. So when you upload image into ElephantStripes, it'll turn into an AVIF. Now we're going to put all that stuff in soon because those are more content heavy, and we want to, in the end, we want to add a blog. That's what we're trying to do. But for the moment, we're just bringing everything up to standard so we know that the JSON.LD and all that stuff is good. Because essentially we want a blog and we want some emails going out, right? And as we add functionality into this project, we want that showing up in the blog and everyone who's signed up getting an email about it. So that's how we're doing the dev. Lots of stuff around the product decision, some implementation principles, the per phase ordering loop. And here you can see, so if we look at phase one, there's a bunch of stuff it has to do, but there's acceptance checks. And these are little fields that it's going to fill up once it's done. So it's got completed fixes, production impact, OpenClaw impact, changelog, validation, commit, and push, right? And then it goes through in multiple phases and goes all the way up to phase 7, which is, pushing this all in production, which is, I think, a really good outcome. So we obviously have a really good CI/CD process, and that kind of works the way you expect. And so that's what's going to happen now. And these are how you do the phases and all of that stuff. So we'll see shortly. What I'm going to do now is trigger this and show you what that looks like. So we're running through this phase thing. Okay, so I've turned off my image so you can see what's happening. This is the implementation plan, which we came up with, and I think looks quite nice. This is a new thread. So we've got a nice clean context window, and it says, please work in this in the correct branch. Look at the agents, look at the README, look at the implementation plan, look at the phase implementation plan and the production deployment documents. I might actually remove these two because we already have that, though I don't think it's really going to make that much of a difference because that's right at end of phase 7. Anyways, implement the phased implementation plan, phased CMS SEO and JSON LD plan for JobsLobster. Start with phase 1 only. Follow the per phase operating loop of the plan. Update the plan closeout notes. Add changelog coverage. Production intended. Validate, commit, push. And keep auto JSON LD synced from admin field changes. And keep the SEO controls preview in line on the admin pages that own the content. So now we're going to start looking at how it goes, and let's kick this process off. Hopefully it won't break straight away. So as you can probably see, the process is pretty complete. I'm not sure that enough of it, that everything's correct. I've seen a couple of things that are errored. For instance, most of this needs to still be filled in. When you talk about images and things like that, we probably want to convert them to a good standard. So something like AVIF maybe. I'm not sure what this pricing is referring to here in this thing, because that doesn't look like it's correct. I think we need to have a look at this pricing, which I think is better and has all the actual information. So there's still things to fix up, but at a fundamental level, you can see how the process played out and quite a lot of things got done. And so now we have a really good place to add the blog on, and the quality of the SEO and the LD-JSON and all of that on the blog will actually be pretty good. I hope this entire exercise has been fairly useful to you in terms of thinking about how to structure skills and prompts together to get Codex or Claude to do really good work. Let me know if you have any feedback on this. Thanks so much.